Hi Terry, thanks for that. I picked up on a couple of things that I guess I'm interested in too. You talked about legacy, and only in the last week or so, I was talking to a friend of mine about legacy, about the fact that neither of us are destined to have children. So what are we going to leave behind? And she's a very talented musician and a composer who is not being recognized. And I feel I also have talents which are not being recognized. And that may be because of our social standing in society. It doesn't matter what the law says about people being treated equally. I'm afraid the truth is that if you are a gay person, then you cannot legislate for people's prejudices. And it seems to me that it doesn't matter how hard I work or how hard she works. We feel dismissed. Now, I'm not going to get all morbid about this because actually I feel quite upbeat, and I felt quite upbeat for a long time, and I'm not going to let go of this feeling because it's so good. But from my perspective, I've sort of looked back, and this thought occurred to me. Oh, it's occurred to me on and off over the years. Because often my friend and I talk about the fact that we don't feel we fit into society. And I know that's a subject you broached with a subject you broached with Taylor during that debate. Not debate, whatever it was. And that's been something that's been going on for me for many, many years. I suspect that's why originally I went into counselling. And my counselling experience is 2 years as a counsellor, but the previous few years, probably 4, 5, I don't know, was actually as a client. And I've actually been through several different therapy groups. And I think I've been trying to find the answer as to why I don't fit in. And nobody's actually told me. Because if somebody told me why I didn't fit in, I might be able to do something about it. And it's been occurring to me over all those years that I've never actually been taught the rules of what it means to be a man. And films like Burt Lancaster, um, to name one actually, one significant one, war films, Western films, that sort of thing, they've always fascinated me because I think I've been watching them and films like that to try and find out for myself what the rules are because nobody's telling me. And real men, whatever that means, seem to know the rules instinctively. So I guess I've gone through life watching men, watching how they behave. And some of them behave good, and some of them behave appallingly. So I've been trying to find out, I guess, what sort of man I want to be. And over the last, well, 6 months, that search, I think, has become desperate. And I think that was probably part of my illness, part of my sickness. Physically, it was loss of voice. Well, that could be symbolic in its own right. I no longer had a voice in the world in which I lived. And I feel I've come through that. I know I've come through it. And I know now I am a man who makes up his own rules. And in the video that I last made in this conversation, I gave you the advice to look up the word detachment. And I then looked up the word detachment. And there were the meanings at the top that I was familiar with. Aloof from people, aloof from society. Don't actually care what public opinion is. And actually, I like that part of me. Because that's enabled me to come to where I am today. Where I can actually look at my latest YouTube videos and really like who I see. And every time I watch them, I just like myself more and more and more. But then, as I read down the dictionary definition, I got to the last definition. A separate group or unit of an army, etc. Used for a specific purpose. Now, you told Taylor by video, and you told me in a text comment about the Tom Cruise film. Attention, there's an officer in the room. And in the video, you're quite emotional about that film. Is it appropriate to ask why? If not, but it's something that intrigued me. See you soon.